So we're on a Thanksgiving road trip. We got some time to kill in the car. We got Prepper Wife as the camera woman. Today we're going to talk about two really common prepper things that always come up on the internet and on Reddit and everywhere else. Zombies and toilet paper. What is the prepper's obsession with zombies, and why is the general public obsessed with toilet paper? COVID, we all went through the great toilet paper shortage. Every time there's a hurricane, we get toilet paper. Everyone's all about toilet paper. Why? Why are people obsessed with toilet paper? Well, I read this article a couple of years ago that explains the toilet paper phenomenon, and I think it's really accurate. So if you think about the general public, the general non-preppers, just your normal everyday off-the-shelf person who is not thinking about preparedness, and they are faced with a crisis and they don't know what to do. And so, as Americans, what we're really good at is spending money. So I don't know how to fix this problem, so I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to buy something. I don't know what that something is, but I need to buy something that will make me feel better. So the phenomenon of the toilet paper is, if you think about going to Costco and buying a pallet of toilet paper, it's a very large quantity. A pallet of toilet paper is like a 4-foot cube, right? Like, it's a big, massive thing. It's not very expensive. Even a pallet of toilet paper is, $50 or $100, something like that. So the normal person who's just terrified of the apocalypse can run to Costco and buy a pallet of toilet paper and take it out to their SUV out in the parking lot, this great, big, huge, massive cube, and feel really good about themselves. Like, look at this big, massive thing that I bought. I didn't actually spend all that much money, but it's a large thing that fills up the back of my Tahoe. And so, look, I took steps. I did something. It's the same phenomenon as buying like a 50-pound bag of rice. Look, I got 50 pounds of food. I don't have a way to cook it. I don't have the water that I need to cook it. But look, I've got this big, huge thing that I spent $20 on, but I can say that I have 50 pounds of rice in my closet, so I took steps. So it's kind of this psychological, comfort blanket that I can, say that I either bought a large thing or a heavy thing and didn't actually spend that much money. And I think that that's actually pretty accurate. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but I think that that's probably a pretty fair assessment. So, everyone, when we ran out of toilet paper, shift to bidets. God bless you. It's not something I'm really interested in. But the toilet paper thing, I think the assessment of it being psychological is pretty funny and pretty accurate. So let's talk about zombies. So I love The Walking Dead. I've been watching The Walking Dead since episode 1. Not really into the spin-offs all that much, but the zombie phenomenon actually started further back than that. So long time ago, I was on a prepper forum called Frugal Squirrel, and I think it still exists. Things started happening there that wasn't really hot on, so I haven't been on there many years. But there was a thread about zombies, and also I think that it's accurate. Zombies in the prepper world are also really a euphemism. Look at like the panic buying during COVID or during a hurricane or something like that. Zombies are the mindless, brainless masses who are not prepared and go running out to Walmart the day before a hurricane hits landfall or something like that. I remember during Hurricane Katrina, the original, so I live in Austin, Texas, The original path of Katrina had the hurricane going straight diagonally through the middle of Texas, from Houston to Austin and everything in between. And it was massive. And so there were people in Bastrop and in Austin that were starting to freak out. So I went out, I had some gear. That was a long time ago. So I went out that night, just trying to top off some supplies. And I remember going to Academy, to the water filter section, completely stripped bare. And I was going to go to the grocery store and tie off some things. HEB parking lot, which is a local grocery store for you people who don't live in Texas, completely, totally packed, just wall to wall. I didn't even go in because the parking lot was completely full. This is where I discovered my love for Walgreens. So in South Austin, there's a Walgreens directly across the street from an HEB. The HEB is completely back. The Walgreens was completely empty. So I went across the street to Walgreens and picked up some canned food and some batteries and some little knickknacks, and was in and out in 5 minutes. So I made a video a couple months ago about my super secret favorite prepper store. It's Walgreens. Because if you think about it, they actually have everything that you need. Canned food, blankets, medical supplies, water, batteries. You're going to pay more, but you can get in and out in a real hurry. So don't forget about Walgreens. So zombies really are sort of this kind of euphemism for, people who are panic buying kind of at the very last second, the mindless, brainless masses who are just running out, who saw something coming and didn't think about it until the very last second. So no real point to this video. Just want to chat for a little bit. So toilet paper is psychological panic buying like rice, and zombies are the mindless masses who are just grabbing stuff to make themselves feel better. Thanks, everybody. See you on the next one.